Hello, welcome back. Manic Street Preachers, a band that for a minute or two got on my nerves. Didn't like them. Wasn't musically, something about them, and I never knew why, and it was one of those biases that you have, and you go, I don't like that, or whatever. And, yeah, it turns out I really did like them, and let's find out why.
Libraries give us power. Then what came and made us free? What price now for a shallow piece of dignity? I wish I had a bottle right here in my dead face to wear the scars, to show from where I came. We don't take.
That's a good place to stop it. This is from, I think, their fourth album, Everything Must Go. Yeah, I've just had to remind myself. I think they first came, I think I first saw them, or at least began to enjoy them. I'd seen them before that. I'd seen them with Motorcycle Emptiness in 92. That was, I think, when either Top of the Pops or something similar was still a thing, or MTV was still a thing. And I could never quite put my finger on it. Maybe I wasn't paying attention so much to the music. Maybe we were just having that whole Oasis thing, and these guys were kind of going under the radar. Great songwriters, by the way, and good musicians, and, you know, they haven't sold 50, 60 million albums, granted, but selling albums doesn't make you successful. I mean, ironically, the measure of success for a band is how many albums they've sold, as opposed to, I guess, how many people they've affected and how many concerts they played and how much they hit the road live and how good were they live. I suppose us guys, you's watching me, you'll appreciate that more by saying, yeah, we get it. They can play live. I saw them in here. And that's what I wanted. You guys that have seen them live, I never got to see them live. Even though they played the arena, O2 Arena, in front of 20,000 people in 2019 and had an album released in 2021. I think this is a band that's been going since the late 80s, 88, somewhere like that. And are still going now. Obviously, Richard Edwards, this was the last album he appeared on, as credited on. So, yeah, let's get into the song some more. They really didn't care much for the whole avant-garde middle class sort of attack on music in the 90s. I think Oasis were the antithesis of that, even though They wrote better songs, obviously, and more. The music was more complicated than people give them credit for. Noel didn't just write songs; his music's very complex in that arena. But they spoke out about Blur with Park Life and being quite well educated. That's not Blur's fault. And the opening of this song is really about the library gives us power and then work takes it away. And that's that kind of thing of the whole education system, which we know was actually set up so people could be ready to go to work. I like it all over that schools were created so you could produce a factory full of children at the end of it all. Remember, the working ages weren't raised until a lot later. And the Education Act didn't kick in the UK till later. So schools weren't that, and still aren't that, to be honest with you. So these guys were, and I didn't quite get it. And I was quite annoyed with that. It was kind of it felt to me like a socialist thing. Like I knew what socialism was, not. And then I listened to the album and I thought, oh, yeah, I like them. Then I went and listened to an album before that, like that. Didn't always like every song. Sometimes because I just didn't like it musically, or the lyrics were just too much lyrics in it for me. So I can't like every album and every song. But I began to like more and more songs. And then in '98 they did This Is My Truth, which I think is a really, really good album. And if you haven't heard it, go and hear it. But let's just enjoy the rest of this, and we'll wrap it over the end, guys. I would recommend going and listening to their back catalogue. I would definitely recommend listening to this album, and This Is My Truth. Tell Me Yours, or Tell Me Yours. Just in general, a band that's headlined Glastonbury, has played stadiums, arenas, smaller gigs. 2019, 30 odd years after they start, they're playing the O2 Arena still. I think there's a lot to uncover. We know the sad story of Rich Edwards. That's not what I'm going to do here. This was the last album he's appeared as a credited songwriter. An interesting band, Manic Street Preachers, guys. If you don't know them, if you're one of my American friends new to the channel, maybe you've not heard of them, go check them out. Yeah, Manic Street Preachers. They are particularly interesting and write some very powerful songs. Until next time, guys, take care.